Breaking news tonight, Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling is stepping down after almost 3 years on the job. He released his announcement this afternoon, and there's lots of reaction tonight. WGN's Rebik is tracking developments. Dana?
Well, everyone that we have spoken with reacting to this news had nothing but positive things to say about Larry Snelling and his time here as superintendent. We are hearing from an alderman, a former chief of detectives, as well as a man who led the process to hire Snelling.
The spotlight isn't something that I'm necessarily interested in. What I'm interested in is succeeding and success and making sure that whatever we're doing as an organization is going to be effective for everyone in the city, keeping people safe.
After 3 years at the helm of the Chicago Police Department, Superintendent Larry Snelling announcing Wednesday he will retire July 15th.
It's a huge loss. Larry Snelling is Chicago, right? He grew up coming up through the ranks. Born and raised in Inglewood. He knows this city.
Snelling attended Inglewood High School, then DePaul University, before becoming a CPD patrol officer in 1992. He served as a sergeant, led training at the police academy, and was Area 2 commander and deputy chief, taking over the department after the departure of former Superintendent David Brown, who served from 2020 to 2023.
We came out of one of the most tumultuous times in 2020 following the murder of George Floyd, where there were so many questions about police interactions with the community. And I believe that Larry Snelling helped bridge those divisions.
He really came in at a very pivotal time when our city was desperately in need of a leader, a new police chief, and I think he stabilized the department and pushed it forward in a direction. So I think he deserves a ton of credit for the reduction in crime.
Over the last 3 years on his watch, murders are down 32% and shootings down 41%. Last year, the number of people killed in Chicago hit a 60-year low. Snelling also led the department through the 2024 Democratic National Convention.
He wasn't sitting in a command post somewhere or an emergency operations center. He was out in the street with the troops, leading the way.
Mayor Brandon Johnson releasing a statement on X thanking Snelling for his unwavering commitment to the Chicago Police Department and wishing him the best in his next chapter, as some are raising concerns on the timing of this.
To have the police superintendent, any police superintendent, leave in the middle of summer when we've already had countless teen trends, street takeovers, multiple mass shootings, and to leave it in the hands of a novice or temporary placeholder concerns me.
Mayor Johnson saying, quote, keeping Chicagoans safe remains our highest priority, and residents can be confident that the comprehensive summer safety plan already underway will continue without interruption. Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke saying throughout his career, Superintendent Snelling has built a sterling reputation and commands enormous respect from the rank and file officers that he leads today. I have greatly valued our partnership and our shared commitment to making Chicago the safest big city in America.
One of the highest compliments a police officer or anybody below that rank of superintendent can say about a superintendent is they didn't forget that they once walked the same hallways and drove the same squad cars that we do. And that was almost unanimous praise for the superintendent.
He was a child of Englewood. He was a commander of Englewood. And he was a commander of the superintendent for the entire city. And he never forgot that. And I hope that those footprints that he left will be a guidepost for whoever comes after him.
As he leaves after 34 years of service, Larry Snelling's retirement letter to Chicagoans references his framed police academy t-shirt in his office. He says, when I walked into the police academy at 22 years old, I wanted to protect those who needed help and make a difference in the lives around me. More than 3 decades later, I hope I did just that. Fred Waller will be serving as interim superintendent, and that role is familiar to him. He was in that position in between David Brown and Snelling, and now the search will be on for a new superintendent. The Community Commission for Police Oversight, Safety, and Accountability is in charge of that. That process, we're told, takes about 120 days. They will whittle those candidates down and present 3 of them to Mayor Johnson. But with a mayoral election coming up in February, some are concerned whoever he picks could be short-lived if a new mayor is elected. Live at police headquarters, Dana Rebik, WGN News.